What's good, everybody? Welcome to another legendary episode of No Chill with Gilbert Arenas. As you can see, we're back here living that lavish life in the Hollywood Hills. I got my man Gil here, and we are joined today by a very, very special guest. He's entering his 5th NBA season, 2020 NBA champion with the Lakers, a wine connoisseur, an aspiring painter, which I didn't realize, but yeah, you know, we dug deep. We had to dig deep in the crates to really see what was going on. And, also known for just having, the flossiest outfit game probably in the league. It used to be Westbrook. I think you've trumped him now. But we got Washington Wizards forward, Kyle Kuzma.
Sounds weird.
That was my first thing I was going to ask you. Does it feel, it sounds weird to hear that, right?
Yeah, it sounds weird, for sure. Just like start my career here. And then it's like, you're another team now. It's like you're a Wizard. It's like, what? What's going on?
So, to your point, you came to the Lakers. You're 21 years old. What was it like for you in terms of the pressure of just joining arguably the greatest franchise in all the sports?
Man, I didn't even really look at it like that way. Like, I was like, man, this is cool as hell. Like, I'm from Flint, Michigan, super small town, you know what I'm saying? And then I went to school in Utah. So then I'm in LA, it's like, oh, this is cool. Like, I'm not thinking about, it being a great franchise. I'm not thinking, like, I'm just here to play basketball for the Lakers. Like, being a Kobe fan, being a Shaq fan, it's like, damn, like, I wear that jersey now. So, for me, it was just like, I'm just happy to be here type of thing. And then, it turned into what it was, so.
Is there, like, because I never played for, the Lakers or any big prominent, basketball team, is it really that crazy? Like, before LeBron got here, is it still that crazy just being just a Laker?
Oh, yeah.
There's
1,000%.
There's pressure.
For sure, because it's like a standard of excellence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a team, like, I think it was 16. It was 16 at the time coming here. And, like, that's all Lakers fans know is winning. Like, even when you suck, like, because, we had bad records. And, they still want us to win a damn championship our first, like, rookie season. It's like, what's going on? Like, come on now. But, I mean, it's crazy here. Like, it's really the best. Like, and for me, I don't know anything different. And it's just funny when, like, guys come into the organization because, I've had a bunch of teammates in my 4 years here. And, just seeing guys come in, it's like, damn, they do that over here. Like, this is different. Like, I'm like, I mean, this is all I know.
This is all I know.
Yeah. I got spoiled.
So you joined the Lakers, obviously you're like a prestigious fraternity. So who are some of the Lakers legends that kind of took you under their wing, put you up on game, or kind of, served as a mentor for you early on in your career?
Yeah, it's crazy because, when you think about the Lakers, and you think about, Jeannie does a great job of making everything family over there. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it's really a family. Like, everyone, like, I've talked to everyone, and part of that's because of, like, who I am. Like, I'm a person, like, I'm inquisitive. I want to ask questions. I want to, like, see what you saw back in your day, because that's, where I'm trying to get to. So, like, having Kobe, talking to Shaq, James Worthy's there, Robert Horry's there. Like, you see so many different eras of Laker greats, and they all want to see you do successful because of the brand, and like, it's really within you. Like, when you're here for a long time, especially when you win, it's like stamped.
That's a key that nobody, like, really understands in just franchises.
Yeah.
That the reason that certain teams are successful year after year after year is because of the family type of mode. It's not like, okay, you played for us, goodbye.
Yeah, it's not just work.
It's like, no, you can come in here and ask greats questions to help you. Like, what did you do, in your second year, or how did you work out? You get the actual information, where other teams is, when you come in there as a rookie and you're trying to ask these questions, nobody in this organization ever played.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like,
and they haven't probably been there long enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talk about Jeannie, she's been there since the 80s, since, Dr. Buss. Rob Pelinka's been there 22 years, whatever, 23, whatever with Kobe, you know what I'm saying? So, like, equipment manager's been there 20 years.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah, so.
Father and son, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, like, it's really all family. You can just, like, get that knowledge. Just like no different going to your grandma's house. And then you ask them about you know, how was my dad, or how was my mom, how was your great? It's like that's how it is over there. So
And that's what separates. Like I've
Yeah.
always asked that question. Like with the Bulls, like how come Pippen is not inside the organization, and Rodman, and
Right.
like all these guys that just keep the legacy going,
Right.
because you know, no matter what, players want to be around other players. Talent wants to be around older talent.
But Kuz, back to you. I want to ask, you know, you come to LA, what was that first like? You know, everybody who comes to LA, they kind of have that Hollywood moment where they see somebody famous, like they see something that's just like, damn, I'm in LA now. What was that moment like for you?
Ooh, man, that's a good question. That's a really good question. I don't know. I think the first time I met like Denzel Washington, I think that was definitely something. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm from a small city. I'm watching, you know, all his movies, Training Days, and all this, and he's just right there. He's like at the game. Like he's just sitting right here. Like it's Denzel sitting right here.
Was he rocking a swimsuit? Was he into the Uncle Denzel?
Nah,
mode, or
you
was
know,
was
he
dressed
just
nice?
got his typical swag. Like,
Okay.
you know, he wears this little like, you know, cheap watch and, you know, the little ball cap, New Balances. Like that's his swag. And you know, just to see him there, like have like, you know, conversations and interactions, like, you know, he came to the practice facility and talked to us as a team. Like that was crazy. Like especially in LA, it's like you have like the opportunity to meet so many different people and be in the same room and share the table and just like talk with people. And, you know, I think that's the biggest thing, you know, for sure.
What's so funny? Mine was the Denzel too.
Was it?
Like I had the experience where, you know, when I first played in, like we was in Hawaii, and then Golden State and Lakers had that every other year they play against each other in preseason. So we went to Hawaii, and it was like, it was Kobe and Shaq. So for the first time, like you know, I grew up on Kobe. And, you know, everything was Kobe.
Right.
Like I'm compared to Kobe in high school. So when I first seen him in real life, I'm like, that's him.
Yeah.
That's him, right? Horrible game. You know, I had a horrible game. Like, you know, like you get in like the last 3 minutes, and I remember coming off a pick and roll, and all Robert Horry did was like, ah! I got so scared, bro. Like, I never seen that before. Like, it was harsh. It was a harsh show. And then I fell down. I just fell. They went, dunked, scored. They all laughing. I got so embarrassed, right? So, you know, like, I'm in the league, so I've done seen, like, you know, Halle Berry at the game, you know. So I remember coming to a playoff game. It was here. I think it was Lakers versus Houston. And, like, I see Denzel. So Denzel used to be, like, my New Year's resolution movies.
Okay.
So I started the night before and then watched 24 hours of Denzel. That's how I always opened up. Since I was little, that's what my dad did. So, you know, so Denzel was like the guy for me. So walking, and I'm like, oh, there's Denzel. Oh, that's really him. Like he's real. Like, so he was like, hey, how you doing, Mr. Arenas? Oh,
Crazy.
right? And then he was like, oh, nice meeting you too. And then he walks, and I was like, did he say my name? And then I called my dad, yo, Denzel said my name. He's like, what did you say? I don't think I said anything. Like, it was one of those things. Like, how did he know my name? Not realizing he's from the Valley.
Right.
So I didn't like. But it was just like I'm sitting there like I didn't even care about the game. I'm just staring at.
And you know, in LA,
Denzel.
like you get caught doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because you be on the sideline and it's like Rihanna at the game. You just like, okay, I'm in the game, but it's like you know what I'm saying? Like it's different.
Have you ever talked to Rihanna at a game?
Nah, never.
Okay.
Nah.
Have you ever been tempted to on like an inbound or just to say what's
Never.
up? Okay.
Never.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, like LA swag is different because they're used to it. Like when you play on other teams, you don't have the ball.
It's different. I mean, out here, you see him at the grocery store,
Yeah,
see
yeah,
somebody,
for
you know
sure.
what I'm saying? Wherever. Maybe not the grocery store, but
Like
You
when
know
we
what I'm
came,
saying.
like when we came and like we seen stars. You got to remember, like we didn't really have that in DC, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you just be sitting there like, timeout. What'd you write? Yeah, call it. Yeah,
When I was a kid, I saw Samuel L. Jackson at Costco, and that moment still was just like, damn, Samuel L. Jackson shops at Costco.
That's crazy.
He like deep discounts too. I can't be mad at him. During your time in LA, You developed a reputation for having a very, very eclectic kind of wardrobe, hairstyles, really just kind of being out there. So I went into the decision-making process for a lot of your game day wear, your game day hairstyles, and all that type of stuff.
You know, it's just me. That's just who I am. Like, you know, I'm a big fan of like expressing myself, and especially in like this world, like people are scared to do it. Like people don't want to be judged, or people, you know, want to fit into like just the social norms that we have here and like what you're supposed to be. But like when I die, I'm gonna be by myself. So like, why not just enjoy what I got going on? You know what I'm saying? And like I love art. Like fashion is art, and like hairstyles is cool. You know, it's just switch up. You know, it's like, you know, like a new beginning every time. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that.
I can't even relate because we had the dress code that came in. So we had the dress code that came in, which was okay, but it was weird because it's like, well, I got to wear a suit from my car to my locker.
Yeah.
Who the hell is seeing me? See, we didn't have the TV stuff you guys have now.
It's different now.
They follow you from the bus and walk. We didn't really have that. So like if it was like a televised game, then yeah. But other than that, like, so you didn't really see, like I didn't wear fits.
Right.
Going to the arena, only like it was only basically if I was injured and sat on the bench.
Right.
Other than that, I wore basketball shorts coming to the arena.
Right.
I'm there so early that no one ever seen me.
Yeah, especially you come early.
Yeah, so it's like
No cameras there.
Yeah, this dress code don't really affect me.
That's funny.
It seems like because you're in the spotlight in LA, does that help with like being in fashion? Because I'm pretty sure if you was in Milwaukee, you wouldn't be wearing the same thing.
I feel I would. I 1,000%.
That's no fucks up happy outfits.
No, and actually, I dress the best when I'm like on the road.
In the cold? Oh yeah,
home.
put all them jackets and shit on.
Yeah, for sure. But
the East Coast has a jacket on top of the jacket with the scarf. Yeah.
But no, I feel like it does. I don't think it did for me, but I just know from, you know, my truth and like seeing like when guys come here, they try to pick it up. Like the Jared Dudley, when he first came, he came over, and like he's always kind of been like, you know, stylish little guy, nothing crazy, but you know, just fitted. You know what I mean? And you know, when he got here, he was like, man, I gotta step my shit up. I gotta. There's cameras all over the place. I gotta look good. Yeah. So I mean, I feel like it does, but for me, it's just, you know, who I've always been. So.
Which one of your teammates do you feel like had the least drip? Like who would you try to give fashion advice to and they just wouldn't take it?
The least?
Yeah.
Man, that's a tough question because like, I feel like over the past 2 years, Danny Green. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Danny. Danny's my guy. But you know, we always had conversations. You know.
So like, I had Juan Dixon.
Okay.
Right? So Juan Dixon was into fashion. So he was always tailor fitted, right? So while we're wearing baggy, he's tailor fitted. I'm like, yeah, women don't like all that baggy stuff, bro. He's like, I'm going, you know, to Europe and I'm seeing what's coming. This is coming. Right? He's sitting there like, aye, bro. And I remember the funniest shit ever. He was like I'm putting my clothes on. He was like, boxers? You wear boxers, bro? Briefs. You gotta wear briefs, cleaner, classier. And I'm sitting there like, wait, what? He was like, I get your pack, large, 36, 38, got you. And I'm sitting here like, and then bought them.
Yeah.
And he's like, the women love it better. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I'm not into clothes like that, bro. You can't just be buying me drawers though. You just can't
no,
be
but
buying me
you know what I'm
drawers.
saying? Like that's a reference. That's like a reference point in life. You know what I'm saying? Like your reference point to something is totally something different than mine. Like you're not thinking like briefs are gonna make you look better for women.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm just, you know,
just boxes,
covering
bro.
the moist. You know what I'm saying?
It work out is what I need to know.
Yeah, what's so funny is even till to the day, like I remember with socks, Antoine Jameson wore like, you know, he always dressed clean, just GQ style all the time, right? And then he always had colored socks, and I used to make fun. I'm like, come on, man, that don't even match, bro. You got the pink socks. Come on, that don't even match. And he was like, that's the point. You notice them. He said, I want my socks to be noticed, so I wear off-colored socks compared to my suit. So women, everyone looks down, and I'm like,
Valid point.
go ahead and write that down, put that in the folder, and then ever since then, I've been a socks guy.
I love it.
I'm gonna have to really get that. Add that.
But
to my-
but veterans, everybody teaches, like the
Yeah,
new.
you get something.
That's having good veterans teach you stuff.
That's
like
free
that.
game for everybody out there. Some free game for
Socks.
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 That's all I got. Other than that, I can't help you.
you. But Kyle, let's move this thing forward, man. So you're involved in a blockbuster 5-team trade.
Yep.
You find out that you're going from the Lakers to the Wizards. What's your initial reaction when you hear that news?
Man, I was kind of shocked because I thought I was going to sack, like the Sacramento deal with Buddy Hield. Like that shit was done. So I'm like thinking in my head like, okay, well, I'm in Sac, 45-minute flight, not bad. I'm saying go to Napa. But then like out of nowhere, it goes, you're going to Washington. But I was like super hyped, obviously, because it's like a better situation. Like going to Sac would have been fun. I would have, went crazy for sure. Like that's how I think. But like to have an opportunity to play with like Brad Beal, someone that is trying to, really be a winner in this league because he's a killer, man. Like he led league in scoring multiple years, or he was second this year. And like, it's just a perfect opportunity. It's a lot of guys that have like chips on their shoulders. Everyone's ready to like prove something, and that's when something can be special. So, yeah.
So you already knew you was getting traded?
I didn't, honestly, but like, probably like, I would say 4 or 5 days before, free agency, I was like, yeah, it's going to be coming for sure. Because obviously, agent may say something, but this, that, you know what I'm saying? And
Dang, y'all got luxury, bruh.
yeah.
Y'all got luxury. Y'all got Walsh. Y'all get heads up. Motherfuckers come to the game and then have a note in the locker room. You can't play. You've been traded. Like I done seen that before. Like, ooh.
Or get off the plane.
Yeah, get off the
You get off the plane. You're on a road city.
Yeah.
You fly to,
Get off the plane, like,
fly to
you gotta-
Minneapolis at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
and it's like you traded. It's like, why the hell did I come on this flight?
that gotta be, that gotta be stressful sometimes. Like I can just only imagine. Like I've seen like players and what they're going through because it's like, wait, huh? Where? When? Why? Like what I mean? Just,
Right.
like what's the point of it? And it's like you just gotta just get up and then just go.
Go.
And it seems like that's so hard to deal with.
No, it is, because like for me, I'm still processing it. I'm like super excited, ecstatic to go. But at the same time, like just from the human standpoint of it, it's like, okay, I've lived, I went to school in Utah, went to LA, so I've lived really on the West Coast for 8-9 years. Totally different lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? From west to east. Now you're going to the cold. Now it's, a bigger adjustment from LA. Where am I going to live doing this? It's the first time this has happened. In the league, like, it's a business. Everyone plays for different teams. Everyone has to move at some point, unless you're a Kobe or Dirt or Tim, which is rare.
Yeah.
So, processing it, but, that's just the human nature of it.
I think it's just the unexpected of like what's next.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like the what's next. Like, like when people are like, yo, they got so much money, they can just get up and leave. Like, yeah, but no. That's not.
I got my house.
I got my house. I got all my stuff. I decorated like how I wanted. I gotta go find another place, and I don't even know how long I'm gonna be there. This house is still gonna be my house. Like
my furniture don't match now. Like damn.
Yeah. Now I gotta learn 14 different people and this person and that person and this person. Like this is different. This is not what I'm used to. I'm used to stationary.
So it's different. Yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. You get to take on more of a leadership role with this Wizards squad. Obviously, being a champion, coming with KCP and Trez, you got some guys that you're familiar with. You said that you want to be the player that you say you are with the Wizards. Now, what do you think that player is?
Man, I just feel like, for me, before getting into the league, like, I'm not really supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was never a highly touted person. My first offer from a college was a junior year, and it was an NAIA school, Division II NAIA school. So for me, like, nobody believed in me from the jump. And all I had was me and my ambitions. And, you know, obviously, like, the people close to me, you know, because they love you unconditionally. But, you know, I believe that I can be who I say I am, you know what I mean? Like, where I was, you know, my first 2 years and that trajectory. And, you know, over the past few years, you know, taking a back seat, you know, people look at those type of things as a negative. But, you know, for me, like, I've gotten so much better in 2 years than I have, you know, if I feel like if I was on that same trajectory in a weird sense, because, you know, of everything I just learned how to one, to be a winner, you know what I'm saying? One, to, you know, take on and wear different hats every single night. That's something that, like, to win, like, you need to put on different hats. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be a scorer every night, like you were talking about before. You know, Scotty saying you can't just score 30. You have to put on a different hat. You got to be a you know, playmaker, a creator. And for me, I've learned so much to where I think it's going to be a piece of cake because, like, of my mental preparation and what I've learned from the great veterans I had, the great players I've see every single day, to go into a situation where now I'm not in nobody's shadows, you know, I'm not, you know, like little bro, you know what I'm saying? And now I can, like, you know, just kind of just flourish and be myself, you know, and help, you know, impact and lead, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's important to me.
Yeah, I think that's usually the hardest thing to judge sometimes because we all look at stats, right?
Yeah,
and
never
the
tell the whole
stats
story.
that like, oh, he had 18 this year, 16 this year. Like, you don't realize what came to the team, how the team is now designed. So now everyone has to sacrifice for the greater good. So, you know, the sacrifice usually gets the negative, you know, because it's like, well, no, I can't do as much as I would like to because we have other players. You know, so that is a big thing that people, like, don't value.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you want me to win. For me to win, I have to sacrifice.
Have to.
Like, you have to
the thing is that everyone is sacrificing, but everyone's just a little different.
Just
like,
a little different, but, you know, sometimes that little different,
Yeah.
It's like negative. Like, oh, he's not playing as well as he did last year. Yeah, well, we had 2 new players this year that helped us win a championship.
Yeah, let's just do it. We gotta do it now. Especially, like, for me, like, you know, I was, like, it was a different type of role, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you're on a bad team or something, or you're just on a regular team, and you're doing your shit, you're getting numbers, putting up wins, but it doesn't really translate to, like, winning at a high level. And then you go to a different team, and it's probably a little bit easier for guys that are older in the league to adjust to be role players, you know what I'm saying? And for me, that started when I was in my 3rd year in the league. And coming to where I was like a main scorer.
Yep.
And then now you're asking someone, okay, now you just got to do this dirty work. You got to do this. You got to defend. You got to rebound, you know, make the extra play. As a third player, when you're trying to establish yourself and who you are, you know, for your name in the league, you know, that's tough. Like, that's tough to do. And, you know, for me, I loved it, though, because, you know, it's a challenge. I love challenges. And it made me, you know, think the game in a different way and do things in a different manner. So,
You know, so funny. It like, you can see it as a hooper and a fan. You can see it that, you know, your first 2 years, you don't have no. You just get to do you, right? You just get to do you. Now you have to take a back seat and try to figure out how to basically survive on this floor.
Yeah.
Right? And still be you.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's more of a second guessing.
Yeah.
Right? Because I remember, like, when I used to have players come and they trade, and I'm like, yo, listen, do you, we will adjust to you. Right? We want to see what you're capable of. And then we're smart enough to realize, okay, he likes to shoot in this corner, this is the type of shots he's taking, versus you're trying to adjust to us, because now that's going to be harder.
Right.
It all depends on, like, what's there. And I just, as a veteran, I just understood that it's easier for the veterans to adjust to the youth versus them trying to, because they're going to they're gonna just mentally just go down the drain.
Yeah.
And
Because they don't know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know when you're a young player. You don't know what it really takes to win a championship. Because it's a lot. Like you think you like you can win, like you win ball games and you can win 45, 48 wins and you think, oh man, I'm doing great winning. But like once you get to playoffs, you gotta win games. And the preparation, the little things that you have to do, it's like you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you just get thrown into it, which could be a good thing. You either sink or swim, you know, at the end of the day. And no, like I said, that was great. It was great.
So you go from not making the playoffs your first 2 seasons, third one you get thrust into the bubble, obviously pandemic, you know, uncomfortable circumstances. To your point, what was it like that learning process, having to learn literally on the fly after not making the playoffs to now 0 to 60, you got to go win a championship?
Well, it's just everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, my first 2 years, I used to take some crazy ass shots. Like, those went out the window. You can't, you're not just taking, you know, some heat checks when you're coming off the bench, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's just who I was as a player. So, you know, that's one thing. And then obviously I think the defensive side of the ball, like that's like the most important thing. Because, you know, you're trying to win. Like, if you look at every team that's won championships, like, you know, they're at least a top 10 defense, top 5 defense. They're really good. You look at Golden State, they won championships. Everybody's talking about, you know, the offense and the shooting, but they were like a top 2 defense. Like, that's how you win. So I feel like that learning curve was the toughest thing for me because my first 2 years in the league, I couldn't guard a stop sign. You know what I mean? Like, you just go to the rim to brag. If you want it, go ahead. Like, that's what it was. But, you know, being in that circumstance, that environment, that role, it really helped me, like, you know, really just hone in on a couple things I had to focus on just to survive, get on the court, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, learning on the fly was tough, and obviously going to the bubble and having the pandemic, it was like crazy because, like, you're in a rhythm during the season. And I will never forget this because it was at the point in time where people were kind of questioning us, like, okay, is this team really about that life, or can they win? And we had a home stand. It was versus the Clippers. No, my bad. Clippers was away, Staples. I mean, it's still a home game. But we have the Clippers. We beat them, and then we beat the Bucks right after. It was, you know, we were the top 3 teams in the league. And then after that, those 2 wins, we were like, oh yeah, we win the championship. Like, it was over. Like, we already knew what it was. And then that next game, play the Nets, we lose. And pandemic shut off, like it was over. And going into the pandemic, it was like, okay, well, we have all this momentum and steam. Like, we knew the season was going to get back at a certain point because they were talking about doing the bubble and whatnot. And I don't know, man, we just had a special group of people, like high character guys, people that cared about winning. You know, we had Rondo won the championship, DG. We had obviously AD hungry for something, Bron, freaking Dwight. You know what I'm saying? We had so many people that it was easy just to get back to that, like get that mental mind frame. You know what I mean? And we got to the bubble, and it was lights out.
You know, it's so funny. Like, I guess LeBron said that was his hardest championship, right? He was right. Like, people say, oh, it was the bubble. It was, you know, it's in the bubble. It was easier. There's no pressure. And I was saying it then that championship is going to be the hardest for the bubble. The bubble gives everyone an advantage but the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I said the reason why is Lakers is like the Yankees and Dallas Cowboys. They have fans New York Knicks, fans all around the world.
Yeah.
So when they come to an arena, they're not necessarily getting booed by 20,000 people.
Right.
Maybe 7. Maybe 7, depending on where you go. But, you know, when the Lakers come to town, they are a favorite.
Yeah.
So if you put them in the bubble where everyone is equal, it kind of hurts the advantage that, you know, that you guys had. So I was like, well, like if Clippers is going to win, this is the only year they can possibly win, because if it's regular, that's 7 games of a Laker crowd, no matter if it's home. It's 7 games of a Laker crowd. So here, you got the little auto shit that's going on. You get cheered. There's no boo. You don't get booed when you're in the bubble. That's all cheers. Both teams get cheers. Just, happy little, little arena. So I was like, this one is harder because they are playing as a neutral team now versus being they just going in there and like, yeah, I got 30,000. So I thought it was basically a harder championship to win.
And it was hard just being there. You know what I'm saying? Like being in a bubble, like that's not our lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like our lifestyle, we like to be extremely comfortable when we're not on the court. You want to be home, you want to be chilling, your house, your nice sofa, watching a movie. That's what you want to do. You don't want to be in Mickey Mouse's house in 300 square feet for 3 months. Like that's crazy. You know what I mean? And we like to call it prison for athletes. That's what it was. We couldn't leave. Nothing. Like,
there's like certain mindsets that's okay for. Like I knew Dame was gonna kill, Booker was gonna kill. Like they have the mindsets that they can just block out all of that and I'm just here for kill mode. Then there's some players that their routine is outside of the basketball court that will hurt them mentally.
Right.
And people don't understand, like, most athletes are superstitious.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, like no matter what, like I remember I used to eat the same food, sleep at the same time, watch the same movie, drive the same way.
Yep.
All right? Like I don't, like if I'm driving in the right lane and there's a car accident, I will sit there until they clear the accident. Because if I go here, that might be 3, 4, 5 points I'm missing.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how my brain,
I know what you're saying. Yeah, for sure.
And if I had a bad game, I'm trying to figure out what. I had the mashed potatoes, not the sweet potatoes. They didn't have the sweet potatoes last time. Like I'm just sitting there trying to find a reason on why, because it has nothing to do with the game. And that's how a lot of people are. So if they like to do things outside the night before, the bubble kind of messes up their
right. Because that's someone's mojo.
Yeah.
And like you can't say what's right or wrong because at the end of the day, like there's so many players in the history of the game, they'll go out and have fun and drop 50 the next night. And for somebody else, that's like, no, can't do that. I got to get my rest. But
I remember hearing a story about Allen. I heard a story about Allen. So Allen used to party, night before the game. This is Allen Iverson. So Allen Iverson's leading the league in scoring, doing all that.
Exactly.
And someone said, hey, if this is what you're doing with this lifestyle, what if you cleaned it up? Ate good, slept good, this or this. So he tried it for 2 weeks. They said it was the worst 2 weeks of his career. Went back to his old lifestyle, 50, 48, 52.
It's crazy. I don't.
Like, it's like, people don't understand, that's what makes
him.
Yeah, like, it's God mode. Like, it's, I remember when same thing with Tiger, when Tiger got in trouble and somebody said, oh, he's done. I was like, no, he's human right now. He has to try to figure out how to be on God mode again.
Right.
Just give him some time. Like when you're on top of the world and you're above, like everything follows that. Your whole life is that way.
Right.
So when you get knocked down, you're trying to figure out how to get back.
Human.
And so it's so that bubble kind of took some people out.
Oh, 100%.
So Kuz, for you personally going to the bubble, how long did it take you mentally you said it's like prison, like how long until it was like, all right, you got used to it, you built a routine and this is just your world and your life and this is, you're gonna go out there, you're gonna hoop, you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
Man, it just happened. Like it just happened out of nowhere. Like the routine, like the bubble just made the routine. I just feel like that's how environments are. It was kind of like the movie Get Out or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you just do the same thing every single day. Like obviously, like we have a routine as athletes. Like okay, I need a waffle and an omelet every morning. Okay, that's doing the same thing. But like that was like walking the same hall every day, passing by Jimmy Butler every day, passing by somebody else, eating at the restaurant, and there's only 3 things on the menu every day. Like I had a damn chicken sandwich for 2 weeks straight. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough for sure on anybody. But like you pointed out, like Bron, like he's not letting none of that happen. Like none of that stuff creep in. Like he's just such that's the type of leader he is. Like he's holding shit together. You know what I mean? And of course there's times where everybody's like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. Let's win this championship, get out of here. But like you can't think that way. You got to be staying in the moment. And like you said, that was the hardest championship because like for a mental mind state to be somewhere for 102 days that you're not familiar with, like that's insane.
So you played with LeBron for 3 seasons.
Yep.
What's something about LeBron that most people don't know?
Man, he's like a little ass kid. Like he's a little kid, man. Like he's like you would think that like, but he is like a grown man, and he's like this like alpha, and he's like this like super serious person, but like he's like 18-year-old too at the same time. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that's the best part about him, because like you understand like everyone is human. You know, like going to the league and like first time meeting Kobe or hang with Melo or LeBron, like whoever, you just realize that everyone's human. Everyone is just like you at the end of the day. Like we hold like celebrities, and we hold people of figures to a pedestal, but like in all reality, everyone is the same person. You know what I mean? So, you know, he jokes around a lot. He's always laughing, dancing, you know, just doing funny shit. And you know, I think that's the cool part for sure.
Yeah, I think because of who he was coming into the NBA as,
Right.
he had to give this persona
Right.
of the Michael Jordan and the Kobe's.
Yeah.
Not realizing that whatever age you come into the NBA in, usually that's the age of your personality for a while. You know, you like, unless you meet a wife and she upgrades your mentality, or you have veterans that's teaching you. Like, so when Kobe comes to the Lakers, it's all veterans.
Right.
You know, so he has to be serious, right? He has to be serious. Like, there's no other 18-year-olds in here. You know, we're all old men. You gotta adjust to us. You know, LeBron goes to a young team, right? Young mentalities. So even though he's moving up and he's becoming the veteran, he wasn't taught, right? So when people ask me like, yo, is LeBron a dick? Like, yo, he's the goofiest person alive, bro.
Nah, for real.
Like, he's the goofiest person alive. He just, like I said, you know what? The personality you see right now, the Taco Tuesdays and all, that's his person. That's his real personality. The stuff you see on TV, that's who he had to create for the world. Like, if I let you see who I really am, you're gonna judge me for it.
I mean, so it's obvious LeBron has some say in Lakers personnel moves. So I just want to know, from your standpoint, you got traded. Do you have any anger, bitterness at LeBron, at the Lakers for the move, or is everything all good?
No, it's all love. It's all love for sure. You know, even, you know, I think a couple of days after I got traded, we were hanging out, chilling, whatever. Even the organization, but, you know, especially for me, like, I came in as Lakers, this is all I know, and it was, you know, family from the jump. And even leaving, it was still family, you know, getting texts or calls from, Jeannie or Rob or equipment managers or people that just work the front gate, you know what I mean? Like, everyone is like, hope you have a successful career, you're doing this, you're doing that. And no bitterness, no nothing, for sure. 100%.
You know, it's like when you're friends, sometimes you understand that, moves need to be made. Some moves you just can't turn down.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, it's I know it's hard. It's hard. It's one of those things where, no one ever wants to be traded. Everybody wants to stay where they are, build from there. And sometimes being traded is a blessing. You know what I mean? This was a stepping stone. I learned what I needed to learn from the best, from one of the greats. How to prepare, how to work, how to look at film, how to practice. Now I get to go on and then fly from here.
And do it.
And just get to fly. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes, you can't look at situations that, damn, I wanted to be.
It was kind of like you, too. You know what I mean? In a sense, when you Golden State. Like stack team, people same position, and then you go DC, and then go crazy.
That was crazy because it was, like, those are the guys that I only knew.
Yeah.
We trained all summer with. We all had our demons we were fighting after our rookie year, which is crazy because two of them had success.
Yeah.
Two of them had success. I had last 40 game success, but we all had these demons that like I want to prove that I'm a real player, right? Jason Richards, like, man, I need to prove that I'm not just a dunker. I can be a shooter. So Now he's working in the gym all day. You got Troy Murphy, who's like, I just got beat up in practice every day by Danny Fortson and Mark Jackson. I can't let them think I'm some punk. So he's sitting in the weight room the whole summer. So we all three just sat in Golden State the whole summer training, getting better, pushing each other. You know what I mean? So when we came back the next year, we went from 20 games to 40-something games. And us three were the improvement because we just took training to another level because we were all trying to prove something.
Yeah.
Prove something different. So, when it was time to leave, it was like, I really don't want to leave. Like I was I got 65 on the table, and they're offering me 4.9 for 1 year, and then we was gonna do another deal after that. I mean, it was 4.9 with like 3 Ferraris and 2 Vipers.
Yeah, under the table stuff. Yeah, it was good. No, you were sitting tight.
It was like, I'm not gonna pretend that it wasn't like 5 nice ass cars out there. I'm not even gonna lie. I had an Escalade and woo.
Must be nice.
Yeah, it was. I'm not even gonna lie. It was a hell of a deal that I turned down. But it was one of those. It's like I got to think about the future. It's like it's young. We're all young, right? One of us is gonna get screwed, right? I'm 31 pick, so you're franchise number 5. You're a lottery pick too, or right out of the lottery. So then we got Dunleavy, who's a lottery pick. So it was like, I don't know if there's enough money for all of us, and I got to sign a 1-year deal. Man, I got to take what's on the table right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was one of those things.
Yeah.
So everybody you came in as a rookie with Lonzo. You guys are super close, but I want to shift it to LaMelo. LaMelo since he was a young kid. Y'all have had all types of battles on socials going after each other. You're both on the Puma roster now.
Yeah.
It seems like he's kind of breaking out of his shell and really kind of trying to follow your lead in terms of the fashion sense. So when you look at LaMelo and his drip game right now, what do you think about LaMelo's drip?
Gen Z. Gen Z. I think that's the best way to go about it. He's the man right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just that young light-skinned kid. He's in Charlotte, but got the chains, got the Ferraris, Lambos. Got the hoop game to back it up, you know what I'm saying? So, he's the one right now.
Did you see that coming?
He's always been like a real confident little lad, and I say that because like I've known him since he was like little, you know what I mean? Just not little, just young, just younger, and like now he's special, man. I'm an admirer of his game for sure. He's
you can see from the
beginning. You could just see like. It's just easy for him. Like you come in the league and like you're making these crazy passes. Like that's the number one thing is like if it's easy or not. Like what's your decision making like? Like he's making these zip passes, these crazy passes. He's getting outlets, pushing down. Like it just looks so easy. So he's got a lot to build on. Like it's dope.
Yeah, I think Zoe just like with all the hype, plus you're in LA. Right?
Yeah.
Plus it's not a winning team, right? I think it was just probably too much for his ability. Like his ability to me was more of a like when people was like, yeah, he's like a Jason Kidd.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly what he is. That personality and that skill is not
what it is
in the Lakers uniform right now.
Right.
That's not the Laker uniform right now. As a Laker fan growing up, we don't, which is funny, but we don't build our young players.
Never.
Like we don't have, like we're gonna take this young player and build it. Like what's so funny is our best 3 draft picks, Laker draft picks. Since Magic was probably Eddie Jones All-Star.
Yep.
Bynum All-Star, I think he made it. I don't know if he made
it. I think he did one.
Then it was Ingram and D'Angelo.
And Julius this year.
Oh, Julius this year.
But that's the key part.
3 of them are gone.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's tough because like when you're in LA, it's win now. It's always let's bring a star to town. Like it's always been that way. From when they brought Kareem here, they brought Wilt here, and they brought Shaq. That's just how it goes. So Pau Gasol, same thing. And that's just the mentality of that's just the culture, so, that's why you do see other guys that go other places and now they're all-stars, and Jordan Clarkson, 6th man of the year, these guys have great careers.
Yeah.
They're great players here. It's just the expectation that you put on them, and
so
then
high.
also, what the organization is trying to do, because that's important, because if you're trying to win, it's hard to win and develop. You can't really do both.
Yeah, you can't do both.
You can't play through your mistakes and still try to win a game. You can't do that. So.
And then that just seemed like the hard part. Is when players come in, you can just be like, he only got. I was when I told my dad, I was like, Lonzo got about 2 years. I said I'll be surprised at 3 because it's like I need this piece to attract this piece.
Yeah.
I need these 2 pieces to attract this. And that's how Lakers has always built championship. That's why they go from shit to sugar, just like that, because they just use the young pieces. That's all right. Come on.
Yeah. That's how you win 17 of them. It's easy. Let's get one real quick.
So you've seen all the success that former Lakers have had across the league. Now you're in that position. So I want to ask you, what does the future hold for Kyle Kuzma?
Good things. Good things for sure. Obviously, you just said it, everyone that's left. That's the exciting part for me, because I feel like, most people that we were all here, I feel like we were all on that same type of level at one point in time. And then when you see them leave and you see how they can spread their wings and fly and improve and be all NBA people, all stars, I feel like that bodes well for me, because I know who I am as a player and, know what I can do. You know what I mean? I don't care what other people say. I don't give a, I know who I am and I know what I can do. So, it's super exciting. And obviously seeing that, it's reassurance. It hasn't happened yet, but you just know what's going to happen.
We'll give you some background on where you're going.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Tommy Shepard,
Yep.
General manager. Well, he was 3rd general manager when I was there. So, we used to have the best relationship. I remember when he was going to get a job in Denver, and I had to convince the organization why we losing Tommy. He's the best. He does this, and they had to give him a new contract. And to see him as a general manager now. So understanding someone who has to sit with my mind all day.
Right.
So he's seen extreme thinking.
Yeah.
And then you have Wes, right? Fathers, Big Wes.
Yep.
And me and him used to go at it because he was old school thinking and I was new school thinking, right? So it was one of those things where, I loved Wes because, as a star player, you really don't get people challenging you.
Right.
Right? You don't really, everyone's like, just let you do what you do. But, he'd challenge, that was a bad shot.
Yeah.
He's not even on the team either. He's
he's behind the bench.
He's behind the bench, and he just this is a bad shot.
Yeah.
Pass the ball.
Right.
To who? Doesn't matter. So we used to have those, and he made me a better player because he always challenged. It was all he always challenged me to be better and do better, and just to see him as a head coach, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna let you do you, but he's gonna always hold you accountable to get better.
Yeah, and he seems really transparent too.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what
straight up dude. You
he's
know what I'm saying? Keep
watches.
it real. Watches. And that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Some people for me, that's what I've been ingrained on. When I was in college, my coach used to treat me crazy. You know what I mean? But it was always a challenge. It was always something that, if I was up, he would tell me. And, that's what I work with best, so it's dope. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you have a good team around there. You got, what's funny is you get to be the old you with new information.
Man.
You get to be the old you with new information.
Beautiful thoughts.
Yeah. It's the organization has really evolved. From Abe Poland to Ted, and I talked to John when he was there.
Yeah.
We talk all the time. Talk to Beal, now, and it's they're making aggressive moves, to get better. Everybody wants to win, and Ted is a winner, with the Capitals, and he's trying to do that on the basketball side too.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm dope, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. It seems like it's just a great bunch of people.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Just like serious people. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool.
We appreciate you pulling up.
Sure.
Thank you so much for coming through.
Appreciate it. Yes, sir.